And now possibly for some poetry, so I open my copy of the Penguin Book of English Verse at just a random poem. And this is of Margaret Cavendish, Duchess of Newcastle, and I'm going to read this poem. This is from 1655. This is of many worlds in this world, and it goes like this. Just like unto a nest of boxes round, degrees of size within each box are found, so in this world may many worlds more be, thinner and less still by degree. Though they are not subject to our sense, a world may be no bigger than 2 pence. Nature is curious, and such work may make, that our dull sense can never find but scape. For creatures small as atoms may be there, if every atom a creature figure bear. If 4 atoms a world can make, then see what several worlds might in an earring be. For millions of these atoms may be in the head of one small little single pin. And if the small, then ladies well may wear a world of worlds as pendants in each ear. So, yeah, she's talking about the smallness of things. There's allusions to quantum mechanics and atoms, or the quantum world, which, I mean, from the perspective of someone in 1655, is very, very interesting. And yeah, so they have an idea of atoms, which of course derives from the work of Democritus, and Democritus was one of the major atomists of ancient Greek physics, and someone else whose name I can't remember. But yes, we have this idea still in 1655 that there may well be millions of atoms in the head of a small pin, for example. And she's talking about for creatures small as atoms may be there, which is not true. There are no creatures as small as atoms, but it says something about what people thought at the time. That you know there may well be creatures down there. Even that's what they would have thought. I suppose that was yeah. So in this world may many worlds more be. Now this is sharing sentiment with a different poem, with a later poem by William Blake, of course. And that is to see the world in a grain of sand and a heaven in a wild flower, to hold eternity in the palm of your hand. To hold infinity in the palm of your hand and eternity in an hour. It really shares sort of the same sentiment, I think. And it's a way on looking at nature as a compendium of infinite mystery, which I suppose shares the sentiments of science, really. That we can look at something like an atom and just be confronted with the ineffable, the numinous possibly, and the mysterious, and even something as simple as a hydrogen atom or something may be in itself a compendium of deep mystery and profound beauty. And we do indeed observe the profound in nature when we look upon things like grains of sand or wild flowers or atoms or even earrings. So yeah, she's binding her understanding of nature to something rather commonplace for her world. In any case, as a duchess, right? So not everyone back then would have had earrings, but this is it's a nice little poem. It's good. Nature is curious, and such work may make that our dull sense can never find but escape. There's a little bit of a forced rhyme there, I think, but as dull sense can never find but escape. Um, yeah, our dull sense. I think on a level we can uncover nature, so I think she's maybe wrong about that also. But nonetheless, like it's great to have a book like this, like one of these like big timeline orientated works of collections of poetry, and not really cover to cover, but just like flick through it, and then when you find something that is stunning and wonderful. I've read quite a lot from the back of this book, really, like more like the 20th century poets and so on, because I find it more accessible, really, I do. But it's nice to dip into something from the 17th century or the 16th century or the 15th century, and even going back to a bit of Chaucer that's in here, like more at the beginning, and other people like Thomas Hoccleve or that was John Gower, people who I don't really know that much about. So I'm not an expert in poetry, even though I'm a poet. Well, I mean, I know a bit about poetry, but I just want to share that with you today. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye, lovely lots.